Hi friends, welcome to GT Coding. In this video, we are going to learn about functions in JavaScript. So I have an index.html file over here and I have linked this script.js file. So let's get started with functions. So functions are basically used to remove code duplication in your code. So let me give you an example. So let us have a variable called name, and we will say John, and we'll have another variable called age. We'll say 32. So if you want to print the name and the age, what we'll write is console.log, and here I will type hi, my name is, and we'll type name over here. So this is called string concatenation. We can write some string and also add a variable, and this John will be added right here. And we will have another console.log statement where we will say I am, and we will print the age, years old. So this is what we are going to print. So when I press save, you can see we get hi, my name is John and I am 32 years old. So now if you want to print someone else's name and age, we'll type their name over here, for example David, and the age to something that we want, and we have to basically copy and paste these two lines of code over here. So we can see we get hi, my name is John and I'm 32 years old, and we also get the second name, that is David, and his age. Now suppose if we wanted to do it again, what we'll do is copy this thing, and here we will type, for example, Shirley, and we'll have the name as 29, and we can see we have the third person's name as well and her age. So this is how we have to do it without functions. So now let's introduce functions and let's see how we can make this code better. So I will cut these two lines of code and type function. So this is how you declare a function, and type the name of the function. So we'll just type greet, and here we have to type these curly braces, and in that we will paste the two lines of code. We will just delete all these lines of code. Now we can see we have this function created, and what we will do is call this function so that we get these two lines of code. So to call our function, we have to type the name of the function and the parenthesis. So if I will save this, you can see we get this, my name is John and I'm 32 years old. We'll just copy this thing under here and here. As we can see, we get everything as we needed. We get the first person's name and age, the second and the third. So we have a lot less lines of code over here because we are using this function, and because we were writing these two lines of code again and again, we just created a function and we just called the function, and this is a better looking code than the earlier one. So this is how we can create a function. First of all, type the function keyword and the name of the function we will have, and after that we will have a parenthesis, and in curly braces you will write everything that you want to execute in the function. So this is basically how the function is declared and called. Now there are different options in functions, so we can pass parameters into functions. For example, if I type name and age over here, we can provide the name and the age of the function when we call the function. So let's just remove this, and what I will do here is in our greet function we'll pass the name and the age as parameters. So these are called parameters. So I'll just type John and the age to 32, and if I save this, we can see we have hi, my name is John, I am 32 years old. So we have passed the name and the age to this function, and these variables are used in our function. So this is how you pass value to your functions. We'll call the function some more times. So greet just type Joe and his age to be 43, and greet Shirley, age to be 20. And if I save this, we can see we get all the ages and the names as we wanted. So this removes all the duplication of the code, and it also becomes more structured. The other thing with functions is that you can return something from the function. So I'll just get rid of all these things. So we will create a function where we will add 10 to any number that we provide the function. So we will pass our number over here. So to return some value from the function, you have to type return and type anything that you want to return. So here we want to return this the number plus 10. So I will type num plus 10. So this is our function, and if we give it any value, we'll get the number plus 10 added to it. So I will call this function and pass the value, say 32. If I will save this, we get nothing on our console because we are not printing anything to the console. So what we'll do is just write console.log, and in our console.log we will call this function. So when I will save this, we can see we get 42 because we added 10 to 32. If we'll provide another number, for example 98, we get 108, so which is 98 plus 10. So this is how functions return values. So this can be used to further do some more changes to our variables. So let our result be add 10 plus 300, and we will multiply it by 2. And now we will console.log our result. I will just print it here as well. So here we can see, first of all, we get 310 because we passed 300, and we got this result as num plus 10, that is 310, and we are printing that value over here. It is on line number 6, so here, and then we multiply the result by 2, so we get 612 right here. So in this way we can manipulate the result if we get the value, or if we return the value from the function. If we just do the calculations right here, we cannot access the variables inside our functions. So this variable over here is inside the function and we cannot access it outside. For example, if I will console.log and say num, we get this error because num is not defined. So this variable has the scope of this function, so it cannot be accessed outside these curly braces. So whenever you have to do some other operations on your result, you can return the value from the function, and this is how you can do it. Now there is something else called default parameters. So this is our parameter, and if we say, for example, 100 over here, then we can set this 100 as the default parameter. So if I will run this, we can see we get the same result, and if I do not pass any parameter, we can see we get this number assigned to 100 because it is the default value. If you do not pass any parameter, the value will be set to 100 by default, and if I pass some value, this value will be considered in our function. So these are some of the basic things about functions. In the coming videos, when we'll create projects in JavaScript, you will use functions a lot more and you will become familiar with it. That's all for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.